Alright, I'm gonna go over this match because it seems like you have a few issues with specifically awareness, because your mechanical play seems alright. You miss some easy stuff, but that'll come with time. You just want to mitigate that as much as possible. And then, but your major issue seems to be awareness, because there are some times where I'll be rotating in to help with the ball, and instead of you completing the rotate out, you'll turn around halfway through and go for the ball as I'm about to hit it, which puts us in some weird positions. And then there was also a time where you didn't challenge when you should have and just rotated back to net and kind of were just like a sitting duck, not really doing anything. So I'm just going to go over stuff and see if I can point some things out. So I'm going to watch this from your point of view just to see what you're doing. Mark. Okay. So restart here. Kickoff, you're going for boost. That's fine. Right here. Okay, so right there, you seem to wait a little too long. And also, I'm going to probably pause every 3 seconds and pick this apart. Some might be a little nitpicky, but I'm just going to go over as much as possible. So right there, I would have left the ground already. I'm going to put it on 50. So you already know that you're not going to be able to get there before, who is that, MCGB? GB? I don't know. You're not going to be able to get there, because he's already starting to move that direction, and he's on kickoff, so he's much closer. So you can see that he's closer to the ball, and you should be turning and probably starting to jump to try and force the 50-50 about now. Because you know that's going to turn, so there's no reason you shouldn't have turned yet. So you start turning, and he's going to jump way before you do. So he jumps right there, and you're just starting to boost. So you're way underneath the ball. Right here, if you hadn't jumped originally, second best thing would be right here, try to just jump and get in front of the ball. You jump a little bit, but you seem a little low. But it ends up working out for you because the back of your car ends up going over him. If that player was any better, they would have been able to go right over you into net. But it did work out for you. So now, I don't know if it's going to show you taking off ball cam, but right there you probably should have taken off ball cam and just settled it down, because you would have had an empty net. So if we go back here, so you lose that. So now I'm going to look from fly. So right here, if you take off ball cam, you already know he missed it. And you know the other player's way behind you. So right here, you should have just pulled off ball cam, settled it on the side of your car, and just went right to net. I don't know if you tried to do that. You may have. Let's take another look. Yeah, it looks like you might have. You didn't know where the ball was dropping, though. So that should have been take off ball cam and just barely catch it on the side of your car. But it goes up, and you're forced to try and go up for it. So right here, this looks like another issue. Go back into fly. He goes up, he misses it. You miss that. So right now, I'm starting to rotate back. You're still alone. So right there, in that situation, I think you... Okay, so you had way too much forward momentum. So you had the right idea with going for it, because I look way too far back to challenge this. So you probably should have tried to jump and maybe get a double, so you would accelerate upwards faster. Because if you hit that and then immediately double jumped, you might have been able to force the 50-50. But you wait quite a bit, and your momentum's too much going forward for you to actually make a difference there. So you go underneath, they pop it up over you. So now they're starting to clear it out. I end up going for it. So I'm able to get the hit. So right here, you should have kept going with that and tried to force it into the wall. Because if you had done that, right there I would have started, keep boosting. You end up stopping. You end up stopping because I'm going for it. So right here where you realize I missed, you probably should have went right to the ball and forced that. If not, you could have also gone here and waited for him, which you end up doing. So you took probably the second best option there. Here you end up missing. So here, he's dropping off the wall, you know that. So you know he's going to continue. He's on the right side of the ball, so that should have been a dead giveaway that he was going to try to put it behind you. So you should have half-flipped right away and you would have gotten in front. So you flipped the wrong direction. Ends up going to me. I'm going to try to put it... I miss completely. Right there, maybe not the best decision to go for it. Because you already know I'm not going to be back. You know that I just missed that, and you're the last guy back. So right there, I would have turned really tight and just gone straight back to net. But you end up going for it and actually putting a touch back towards our net, and then you weren't close enough to save it. Had you rotated back, that would have been an incredibly easy save. Kickoff's fine. Good try. That was out. Got a demo. You don't really have boost. So you're trying to make a play here. Weren't really able to. You're going for boost. Not able to get any. You probably should have looked to make sure the boost was actually there. You should have stepped up a little bit earlier. As soon as you realized I was turning back, you could have stepped up, but that's fine. Now, I went up. I think that was a mistake for me. Okay, so I was trying to read your pass. Wasn't able to get there. So immediately after that, I probably should have turned around. So you're fine. And I'm making that hit. Okay, so you could have waited an extra second and not had to jump because there's a good bit of distance. So you could have gotten in front of the ball to make sure that it doesn't go towards the net and then just flip to the left. But your play works fine. Go back, you're going up the wall. Okay. We'll look at that again. A little bit of a wide turn and you almost just pass it to them. I don't know if there was a reason for that touch. I would have played, see if that was me, I would have played it slow once you realize that he hit it. I would have turned and played it slow and tried to play the 50-50 because you didn't have boost, so there was no way you were going to make a play. So you should have just forced the 50-50, but you kind of just give it away to them there. Get it off the ceiling. They end up passing it to me. And I'm able to shoot it. Get the goal even though they should have saved it. Kickoff's fine. You went for boost. End up missing. Okay, you jumped very early here for how low this ball was. You knew he was going to get there before you. But you jumped anyway, and you're stuck in the net. You probably, as soon as you saw that guy going, you should have noticed where I was. So I am coming behind you. I should have stayed on player view. So I'm coming behind you. So you probably could have just rotated back. And let me handle that. It's fine, you try to make the play there, that's alright. Put it in front. Get on top of it, he misses. So you get demoed. Okay. Okay, so right here, you should have turned to go for the ball. You shouldn't have continued going back. because he was very vulnerable right there, and all you ended up doing was just basically rotating and keeping yourself in this weird position. You end up getting a good clear there, though. Okay. Probably could have scored this. But you don't really have good, like, fine control here. You end up just bringing it way left. I don't know if he was actually ramming you or not. Doesn't look like it. No. So you could have tried to put it back towards the net. And they would score, so that's fine. Pick off again, you check where I am. You're looking backwards? Okay, probably checking to see if I go for a boost. Interesting. Putting it towards the middle. That was a little wide. I probably would've... I guess you were trying to get the 50-50? But you went way past the ball? I think that's what you were trying to do here. Let's go for the 50-50. But he was really far away, so you probably could have just cut in and chipped it over him. But you waited a little too long. You end up blowing past you. Alright, right here, you realize that I'm actually able to get back. So you should be challenging this right away. You end up doing it, you don't get a good hit though. You end up going for something like a... I don't know if you were trying to air dribble or take an air... I'm thinking that's just a normal shot. But you double jump, you should have flipped forward. And you probably would have had it. But you get a really weak shot off of that. Okay, so here, this is really weird. This is one of the things I was talking about. So you just took a shot, so you should be... You have enough boost, so you should either be stealing theirs and going back, because you need to rotate out. You already took your chance. There's no real reason for you to stay. I think you can hear my car behind you. So I'm rotating in. And you can see it here. So I'm ready to come in for this. And what you end up doing is you just sort of like back up. And I don't know what this is for. But you're just like not moving now. You basically just stopped, and you sort of prevented me from doing anything because you're in the way. And then you also go for that, even though you still know that I'm there. After that, you still try and get this. So that's way too long that you didn't rotate for. And that was a relatively easy shot that I could have gotten had you rotated out. So they shoot it, you get a good save. Go through and look for the air dribble. I'm able to 50-50 over them. Right there I would have jumped. You wait way too long for the jump. Right there, I would have gone up, because you already know the angle it's going to be flying at, and that it's going to fly right over. But you wait really long. You get a little bit of power on it, but it's way off target. And now you're at a boost. Here, you hear me boosting. I don't know if your sound isn't that high, but you can hear it really clearly. But you end up like turning around to try and get it anyway. So that's something you need to work on. Wasn't able to get that, so you're gonna rotate around. Okay, good positioning. Good try. I probably would have flipped into that. It's a little uncontrolled. That just goes back anyway. Okay, good. So that's on target. Okay, little sketchy. You waited really long for this. I would have made sure I was right in front of it, because you had enough time to position yourself in front of the ball and just catch it on the side, and then you would have had it settled down, but you end up just playing it into the corner to them. I tried to clear it. Didn't really work out too well. You're going to try to make a touch because you think he's challenging. Okay. The shot, I'm up for it. Now that's off. You should be going for it, and you are. Good. It's in the corners. Now what are you looking for? Okay, I don't know what you were trying to do here. If you were trying to go for like a goal or a pass, but right there you probably should have just... So you need to realize that... Is it gonna go? Yeah, so I was demoed. So I'm not gonna be there. So you can't pass it. So you gotta try for the goal. So you could either do that, or you could try to keep possession. So what I probably would have done is either drive it along the wall and then pop off and try and dodge it in. Or I don't know if you're mechanically there yet. So I would fling it into the other corner, try to steal their boost, and turn back around and hold on to it. Because you want to keep possession here. I make a really weird step up there, but I'm able to recover it. So flick it, you're hanging out behind. It's fine. Right there, I would have challenged it as well. This is another one of those situations where there's no reason that you need to go back to net. You could have turned around right there and been able to challenge it. And that also buys time. I'm not able to get it there. They miss. You get an alright hit, you should probably be trying to hit it a little bit more upfield. A lot of times you just hit it into the wall, which isn't the greatest thing. Right there, absolutely lucky that that didn't go in. A little bit of a weird aerial from you, don't think you would have gotten it. And that's off. So now it's end game, so you're gonna probably stay back. Yep, and then I think I touched the ground. Yeah. So that's basically it. Basically just pay attention to what's happening on the field and try to make your rotations. Don't stop rotations short, because it messes everybody else up, and it's going to be worse during threes.